Hey, buddy, watch this.
Hello, Regis Gilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and it's time for another Decksperiment in the Boomsday Project era. But this time around, it's about Crystalsmith Kangor, and you might say, well, Regis, haven't you already built a Crystalsmith Kangor deck? I did, but that... Oh my god, I'm scared to death. Hello, Regis Gilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and it's time for another Decksperiment in the Boomsday Project era, and this time around we're going back to Crystalsmith Kangor, legendary minion for Paladin, which we previously tested in more of a control environment, utilizing his double healing effect to great success, but I realized there might be another way to play Crystalsmith Kangor because he's a low-cost minion that's rather sticky on the board. He might make sense in more of a heal zoo style as well, like what we've seen for Warlock in the past, but sort of translated or adapted into Paladin. So this is more of an aggressive heal Paladin deck, which might sound a little weird, but frankly, I'm going to tell you, it kind of sort of works. So that said, let's go ahead and jump into the deck creation process as it was recorded live on my Twitch stream. It's going to look funny to some people, but a heal zoo deck, but instead of being a zoo Warlock, I want to make a zoo Paladin. So because of the reason is because, well, first off, Paladin has a lot of healing. You know, it can do some pretty crazy stuff as far as healing is concerned. But also Crystalsmith Kangor, if you look closely, this is a low-cost card that's a good minion on board that also contributes healing. All of which are things like Zoo, a heal Zoo deck would play this every time. Like, this would be the perfect heal Zoo card for Warlock. But it's Paladin cards, they can't. But what if you built Crystalsmith Kangor in with other great, aggressive Paladin cards, including, of course, running the Heal Zoo package that makes it so scary in the first place, which is Light Warden, plus,
make some room by the
as soon as I find it, Happy Ghoul.
Hey Regis, glad to catch you on stream. Hope this deck works.
Hey, DK Pepper, dude, me too. Yeah, I think it'll be awesome. Add a Brawl to a Paladin deck? It's gonna be tough. I gotta figure that one out. I don't know how to add a Brawl. Hey, Jamcaro, dude, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I know that person. I think. I used to anyway. A long time ago. many moons ago. Assuming that Warlock did have access to Crystalsmith, would they willingly choose to run that over Keleseth? Oh, well, that's a good point, actually. I guess I should step back. I don't know if you'd play this over Keleseth, but ideally, otherwise, without Keleseth, you'd play this. Like after a rotation, for instance. They would love this kind of card. So it would be kind of perfect. So regardless, this is the core here that makes this make sense. The big challenge, though, for Paladin versus Warlock is that Warlock has great ways to damage their health pool. So they have Life Tap, they have Kobold Librarian, Flame Imp. All of these cards guarantee that they have an early way to take damage so that these healing effects actually count. Paladin does not have that same consistent way to take damage because they don't have Life Tap, they don't have a lot of these cards. So we need to add in some cards like, for instance, Crystallizer, which deal health damage to our hero to enable this healing to work. There's another thing we can do too, which is kind of cool, which is Light's Justice. If you get an early weapon equipped and you attack with that, that can also allow you to, control the early board essentially, but also take some damage so that you can heal yourself up. And will this be as good as what Zoo does? I don't think so, to be honest. I think there are going to be some big challenges there, but we're going to try. We're going to see. We're going to find out how competitive it might be. So now beyond this, what we're looking for are basically Zoo-ish cards, and by that I mean cards that are early game, stat-based, pressure-oriented cards, but also cards that have any sort of healing synergy. So for instance, I think Lesser Pearl Spellstone might actually be okay here. Worst case, it's a 2-mana 2/2. Best case, it's a 2-mana 6/6 that's just like a monster. I don't know if it's going to make the cut for sure, but we're going to stick it in for right now and see what happens. We also have things like Paragon of Light, which is potentially intriguing. It's a 3-mana 2/5, big stat, buff type body. Benevolent Djinn, I don't think we're going to end up going with, but we're going to see for now. I'm just going to add in a ton of cards and see where we land. And we're going to end up cutting a lot of them, I think. But we're gonna get started at least. I think something like Blessing of Kings is just always great in a deck like this. Glass Knight is basically perfect for us, a health synergy card that's all about you know, minion pressure, and it's hard to deal with. It's a perfect zoo sort of minion. And I think I'm going to end up cutting Unidentified Maul because I think True Silver Champion is just a better fit for this deck because it's, again, healing, which is important, and it's going to be really, really nice. But we need still some other follow-up stuff. Like, we still need more than this. Like, this is not quite there. So we could run Chillblade Champions for damage and pressure, but I think we need things to buff Paragon of Light consistently. Like, Blessing of Kings gets there, but I think we want more early to mid-game buffs. So I don't know exactly what that looks like. Maybe we do run just, like, Sound the Bells, for instance, to get some stuff buffed up, and maybe just buff a Light Warden so it's harder to kill, that sort of thing. Pyromancer and Sound the Bells? I mean, that's a good anti-aggro tool, but I'm hoping that we're the faster deck most of the time. I'm hoping we don't have to swing the board much. So it makes me a little nervous. Also, maybe just things like Direwolf Alpha are good in this sort of deck in general, and that's good with Paragon of Light. We have a lot of 1-drops right now, so I don't think we need that. We have Taunts, which make Direwolf Alpha better. We have early game Taunts. What else would a heal zoo run? We have Fungal Enchanter I kind of tossed in here. I'm not really sure we need this. It's not necessarily bad. Well, you know what's usually good in this sort of deck is Serenite Chain Gang is pretty good in this sort of deck, just as minions, bodies, just mid-range. It's like the ultimate mid-range 4-drop, right? So maybe we could add in a Chain Gang. Although we do have a lot of 4-drops. Right now, I think we need maybe more finishing power than anything else. Can we? I don't think Benevolent Jinn is necessary, by the way. I think we're going to cut Jinn. I think I like Fungal Enchanter better. It does the same sort of thing, but it's more active and faster for Light Warden. Light Warden doesn't benefit from Benevolent Jinn because the heal happens at the end of turn, so Light Warden doesn't get the benefit. So I think that opens up some space. But I think we need, like, finishers. We need, like, damage, because, you know, Zoo is running essentially Soulfires, and they're running Doom Guards, that sort of thing. I think we need the same sort of finisher stuff. We could toss in something like Prince Liam. I don't want to, I don't think, just to give these 1-drops more depth. We also might need something like a Divine Favor because we don't have any card draw right now. And, of course, Zoo is good because they can reload. We don't have that option at the moment. So maybe 1 Divine Favor, but also, what kind of finisher pieces do you think? Ziliax, Leroy, still pulling for Blackguard. I think Blackguard's too much of a board base. We already built a heal Paladin that was more control-oriented. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. That certainly ran a Blackguard. Sunkeeper Tarum is, like, kind of good in this deck, but most of our stuff's actually not getting benefited a lot by Tarum, so I don't think that's great for us. Spiker Steed wouldn't necessarily be terrible. Valenier is certainly the kind of card that works. Argent Commander, Ziliax make a little bit of sense. I don't have mechs really for Ziliax to bounce with, though, so it's kind of just Ziliax himself. I don't think I want to go too far down a mech line. I mean, cards like Cobalt Scalebane are just always good in this sort of deck. I think a Leroy is oh, Fungalmancer is really good. Let's add a Fungalmancer. That's a great follow-up minion. Also just good with Paladin because of the dudes, right? A Leroy, I think, makes sense. Just for damage. We have a lot of pressure and damage, so that'll give us a lot of opportunities to just win the game. And we could run, like, Argent Commanders. Ziliax is still okay. He's golden. I like that. Dino Size. I think Dino Size is probably a little too slow. 8 mana, often I think the game will have already been decided. And there'll be a lot of points where we don't really have a way to use that. Like, we just don't have a minion that's ready to attack or anything. Do we need more, like, 2-drops? Because Zoo actually... Well, we do have the Spellstones. Yeah, we probably are okay on 2s. 3s, we're probably okay. Still wouldn't hate 1s. Is there any sort of complementary card or, like... I don't know, something like Blessing of Might, for instance. Is that okay? Like, 1 Blessing of Might and maybe a... maybe another Divine Favor. I think Divine Favors are pretty powerful, so... We have enough ways to buff our Paragon of Light, I think. We have Blessing of Kings, we have Fungalmancer, we have Direwolf Alpha. I think that's good enough. That's going to be nice for us. And we could run, like, Defender of Argus. It's kind of a classic Zoo card. Maybe we run, like, Consecrations, just because it's damage, but also potentially a swing on, like, another Zoo deck, for instance. I'm okay with Consecration. I like the damage. Sword's Justice for hero power. No, I don't think Sword of Justice will add up to enough. I mean, it would be okay, but I think there are probably better options. I do like Consecration, actually. I think Spellbreaker's good, too. Ooh, I like Spellbreaker. Maybe we do 1 Consecration and 1 Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker's pretty perfect for this deck. Because we don't have over-the-top damage. We might need to push through sometimes. So these are just kind of 2 techie cards, almost. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. I think it makes sense. I don't know how it's going to operate, you know. Zoo is so good because Warlock is just so good at reloading and finding cards, and like they're just masters of that. So
Laura Walker Chill fits this desk 10 out of 10. Great card.
It fits this desk. Thank you, Shield Dude. Typo aside, I think you're right. Let's add a Cho. No, I'm kidding. Laura Walker Cho's tough. No Brawl. No Brawl. We didn't get up with a Serenite either. We talked about it, but I think we're just too crowded at 4. Which is okay. I mean, Serenite into Fungalmancer is really good, though, so we might end up regretting that. I think there's a good chance we end up regretting that. I think we have to go for 1-drops in this deck. We need that consistency in that start, plus we need to take damage. This is an abysmal hand. Oh, my God. Oh, okay. Righteous Protector makes it a little better. Little better. And we're not playing Odd Rogue, so this Divine Favor might actually get some value here against a Miracle Rogue. Against an Odd Rogue, I think it'd be hard to make this one work. But I'm still curious if we're ever going to be able to take enough damage in this deck. As you can see right now, like, our hand currently does not lend itself to taking damage. Until we find a weapon, we're not going to take any damage, or a Crystallizer, of course. So we kind of only have like 6 activators that make us take damage. That could be a problem. I think I'm already seeing that's going to be a problem.
I looked up the solutions of Puzzle Labs. I regret nothing. I didn't have the patience.
Dude,
nice
hey.
card back, though.
That's totally, I think you're right, and I'm going to Divine Favor, guys. It's for 3 cards right now. 3-mana draw 3 is really good. He has the coin, which he's not going to have for long. I think this is the biggest his hand's going to get. Arguably, our hand will get smaller, right? And we would have a chance to get more later. But I don't have anything to play. I just have a terrible hand. So I'm kind of just stuck here. I sort of have to. It's not really a good play. Not the best opening hand for what we're trying to achieve with this deck. I think the best opening hand is on coin, Crystallizer into Light Warden into Kangor, or maybe even not Kangor because you want your Light Warden to survive. But there are some good hands, but we don't currently have one. Aha! Yeah, and see, like, even this isn't really great. It's okay. It's fine, but I don't... he's gonna get a value trade up. I don't know. It feels okay, right? But it's not awesome. It's just not awesome. Because he gets the trade back. But we're behind, and our hand is all tech cards right now. The Spellstone is potentially going to be good, but it's never going to be game-winning good. We're just in a tough spot. Tough spot. He trades through... He might go face, honestly. I hope he does. That make Consecration amazing. Nope. No siree. Blessing of Kings is actually really intriguing. The question becomes pretty quickly, though, does he have a Vilespine Slayer? Because he can easily coin a Vilespine at this point. Let's go ahead and go face. We have other weapons in the deck. We do have Leroy, Consecration, and a Silence. So if this minion lives to attack again, we're going to be close to lethal. So maybe this is just enough. I don't know. It's weird how much this kind of just swung really fast. But Guadalupe, dude, thank you for the 100 bits. And I totally get it. You know, different people are going to have different approaches to the game always. And I think that's completely fine. Totally, totally fine. Yeah. I got to get ahead on board. Never going to win if I'm behind on board, so. This is 8 damage from hand burst. Fungalmancer hero power is not terrible next turn. I'd love to find like a Kangor or Righteous Protector or something instead, but if we have to, hero power is okay. This probably won't live, but I hope it does. Obviously an easy hero power target. I need to heal 1 more for this Spellstone to get better. Oh, Valinir. Does he kill the minion or go face? Clears the minion, almost always. Yeah. I think that's right. True Silver Champion plus Spellstone. The Spellstone dies to the Valinir, but he takes 4, which means I put him pretty low. Let's do it. Let's do it. freaked out for a second. I was like, did I not have the mana? I thought I had the mana. If he goes down to 8 here, he's just dead to Leroy trade, assuming no Giggling Inventor comes out, right? We'll sort that out if it happens, which I think is pretty likely. I think Giggling Inventor is always a chance. But we are technically setting up for a 2-turn lethal here, so let's see. We can silence one Annoyatron, but the other one's going to be a real pain. Like I said. Mossy Horror might be a better tech card than Spellbreaker at this point. Like, I don't know. Spellbreaker's got more general utility, but where's that Consecration at, by the way? I thought somebody had a Consecration in this deck, but it appears to be gone.
Your magic shall not save you.
I guess I gotta do this. We don't have another Consecration, so I don't really know how we're gonna get through all these Annoyatrons anytime soon. I also don't know if I should play Fungal Enchanter or Hero Power. I think I gotta play the Fungal Enchanter. Just so these trades are a little more awkward for him. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. I gotta get through the Annoyatron, and then I've got close to lethal, but he can also counter pressure us, so it's just gonna be a bit of a race here, I think. Best draw in my deck is, I don't know if I have one. I don't think I have a best draw. He might have to use the Annoyatron to trade here if he doesn't have like a backstab. When you're your own worst enemy. No. Everyone texts Mossy because of how good that card is. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy when one... Oh my god, lifesteal on the Spectral Cutlass? That was not something we accounted for. Wow. Wow. I did not plan that. Oh my god, what a baller. So, we're at 12, 14, 16. We have one more turn before he kills us. What a baller, dude! That's sick! I'm a little jealous. Can he buff it for even bigger heals? I don't know. Mossy takes Hair Spreading Plague. It does indeed. Yeah, it's pretty crazy right now. Did you solve all the puzzles yet? No, I haven't. I've only done most of Lethal, and then whatever I did on the official stream, of course, but really have not had much time, no. I was on a plane, couldn't do it last night, most of the night, worked all day today, and streamed tonight. So I didn't want to stream it like I considered it, but I know it's kind of a day behind, and I felt like people probably didn't want to see it a lot.
I gotta say, Regis, that was a really good stream, but I'm glad to have you back. Did you tell Chris I was sorry for not saying hi, P?
Xanalon, dude, thank you for the 100 bits, my good man. I showed him your Discord message, actually. It's kind of funny. I was able to show him your actual Discord message, so... He didn't attack my face at all. So we actually, what, 12, 17, or 15, 17, 19, 21. We are technically still alive again. But we're not going to have enough damage to get through, ever. And we don't have enough defense either. Is there any, like, if he doesn't trade and I draw Direwolf Alpha, I might have a chance, I guess. I don't think we'd still get there, though. We would actually, we'd be at exactly 10. If there's no secret that disrupts, but that's if he doesn't clear a minion and we draw exactly Direwolf Alpha. That's our best out right now. And I think he'll clear. He should certainly show a preponderance to clear. Like, he likes clearing. But Xanalon, thank you for the 100 bits, man. Thanks for hanging out, for the kind words. It was super fun stream. Really, really cool. And Brian L. 1888, old man Brian, born in 1888. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Good sir, welcome, welcome. That's 981 on the sub count. Absolutely bonkers.
OMG, it was a joke. Thanks so much,
OMG, it was a joke. No, I know, Xanalon. We had a good time. He was laughing about it. Like, he thought it was funny. Don't worry. Don't worry. It was good times. Good. He's a super chill guy anyway. He wouldn't, even if it wasn't ever a joke, he would have loved it and laughed it off. But Brian, thank you. Xanalon, thank you for the 200 bits. We're now up to 3,307 bits on the stream. Greasy Go Net Deck. I don't know what that means, but Greasy's complaining about Gannett, I think. Well, our opponent wasn't net taking either, thankfully. That was a pretty cool spin on what appeared to be a Miracle Rogue build, but certainly had some more thief aspects. How does Xanalon have Siri? Oh, Alpha Dog, if you cheer bits, like you see he's got like 100 next to his name. That's essentially like donating $1. You get to read out your message. And oh, whoa, Zonehawk is raiding us, guys, with a party of 14. Holy moly, hello, Zonehawk.
3,407.
3,407. You're exactly right. That is now the bit count. I like it, Diddly. Thank you, good man, for the 100 bits. Zonehawk, welcome. How did the stream go, Zonehawk, dude? Tell me, Zonehawk people, how the stream went. Zonehawks, folks. Zonehawk keeps raiding us. It's crazy. It's funny. I set the threshold to raids to announce on stream at 15 people. Because otherwise you run the risk, and certainly not that like Zonehawk or really even anybody in this community would do it, but some people, like, they'll just raid with 1 or 2 people just to try to promote themselves. And again, even if you've done that, I'm not saying that's your logic, but people do that. They abuse it when they find out. So I set like a little bit of a threshold just to make sure nobody was trying to abuse the rating. I wish I'd set it to 14 now, though, because I'd love to announce Zonehawk's raid. In fact, I might be able to. Hold up.
3.
Let me see. I don't know if I can force this through or not, or if it only goes to the threshold of 14. Maybe I should set it to 10 anyway. 10 is still a pretty forgiving... Yeah, let's set it to 10. I'm going to do that now so I don't forget, actually. Okay. I mean, this isn't exactly what we're looking for, but he might hit hero power here, which gives me a crazy fungal enchanter on turn 3 if he slams hero power, right? So, we'll see. It's going to help us a little bit. Yes! Yes!
It's just like my Aunt Agnes always says, it's better to pretend to be a machine gun on Twitch than try to be an Apache helicopter in real life.
Oh, God! Everybody duck. That's a legit risk around here. No joke, guys. No joke. Like you really could. That's a real threat. And I think I hit the mic. Sorry if that made a sound. I hit the mic a bit there. Okay, I like this, and I think I'm going to trade, actually. I think we're going to go ahead and trade off the Direwolf Alpha. It actually becomes less valuable than the Light Wardens here soon. It's really not worth as much as the Light Wardens. They're both kind of... Well, they're all kind of 4-2s, I guess. But the Light Wardens have more upside. Particularly if I can get a Blessing of Kings to land on them, right? That can be pretty crazy. Play dead on this? Wow! He popped that so early. That's kind of nuts. Man.
Aha!
Man. Man. I'm gonna go.
Aha!
it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of risky, right? Like, he could easily clear our board with another play dead, like, trade or whatever, maybe. Well, guaranteed he could, but, nah, I don't know. We'll see. Hey, bud, I have a work emergency. Gonna try to get back on stream in a bit. Oh, sorry, dude, Zonehawk. Sorry to hear that, man. Thanks for dropping your peoples off in the meantime. Certainly feel free to let them know when you're back, man. Let me know when you're back. No, I meant it was a joke. I didn't expect you actually to... Oh, I got you, Taylor. I understand. Well, yeah, but it was a funny opportunity to... It was a really funny opportunity to show up and get a good laugh. So I totally... I didn't do it out of out of sincerity. I did it to get a good laugh. Like we both enjoyed the moment, so it was good to share it. Let me fix my raid announcement. Oh, whoopsie daisy! I just sent a test through, guys. I don't know what that did. Whoopsie daisy! Oh, whoopsie daisy! Why does this look weird? This is not right. Why is this not right? Huh. Maybe I just have it set for hosts. Oh, it's for hosts I have it set. Okay. I'll set that to 10. It's the same thing. I think it works both ways, but alright. Alright.
I'm debating whether I want to play the puzzle lab or standard. If I don't continue with the lab, then Boom wins, and that's what he wants, greater than sad face.
You're right. I'm just gonna play everything big that I can. I know this isn't the greatest synergy turn or anything crazy, but I could have saved the Happy Ghoul for a hero power, right, and maybe try to play this later. But we're so close to turning the corner and just ending right now that I'm just gonna create as much pressure as possible. and see what we can do. Just get some sticky minions out. He's spending a lot of mana on the zombies, so you need sort of a miracle zombies tier to make this count. And that's going to be tough. But Xanalon, thank you for the 100 bits, and good humor as always. You got to finish, dude. Go ahead and finish it off. Do the puzzle lab. It'll be worth it. It's super fun. It's crazy how well they did. Like, you can see it even just in the first few puzzles. Like, they're really so smart and educational and really thought-provoking. By the way, that felt pretty good, guys. That was a really good opener. Granted, we had the crazy Light Warden opener, but that... We were out of cards, admittedly, so, you know, you kind of have to win fast or you're going to run out of gas, unlike a Zoo deck, which has hero power always to reload. But I still liked how that went. And also, Mackie D3, dude, thank you for the 100 bits. And Agnes is always so full of wisdom. And Ascorb, I didn't miss your sub. I'm sorry it's taking me a bit to get there, dude. I realize. Thank you for the 12 months, Ascorb. Absolutely nuts, dude. Crazy resub. And Brother Dragons actually did miss this. Holy moly. Brother Dragons, thank you for the tier 1 sub, man. Holy crap. How did I not see that one? Brother Dragons, that's amazing. I got distracted by the raid, I think. Or maybe you didn't send it through. I think you didn't refresh yet. Brother Dragons, I bet if you refresh, we're going to see that sub. I think that's what it is. Now I understand. Now I get it. Kind of a clunky hand again. Not really what we want. We can coin a Paragon of Light. Maybe buff it to get some life gain. I don't know. Oh, Crystallizer's perfect! Yes, we take damage this way. We get a decent minion out. I just need a heal now, right? The Paragon of Light can, but not right away. So I need an instant heal, frankly. So we need I don't know. We really don't have much. Fungal Enchanter is kind of it, I guess, for instant heals, huh? We could run a Voodoo Doctor. I didn't run Voodoo Doctor. I don't know why I didn't run Voodoo Doctor. It's pretty good in Zoo. Kind of forgot about it, I guess. Huh.
Aunt Agnes does have a very unique style of wisdom.
Well, you can just tell she's a woman of the world. She's got some history under her. She got some experience. Like, she's seen it all. She knows so much. She's obviously a brilliant... incredible woman. Like, I wish I had an aunt like Aunt Agnes. I got a pretty good aunt, a couple of good aunts, but man, Aunt Agnes sounds like a real winner. Can I share? Can we be brothers? Mackie D3? Can we have the same aunt? Greater than sad face. Yeah, that is funny that she read it that way. That's pretty good stuff. So no way to buff the Paragon. Blech. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play a Divine Favor here. It's really not a particularly efficient way to do this. Maybe I should have just slammed the Spellstone. I'm hoping to get a 1-drop. Oh yeah, 1-drops. Oh, she killed her own armor. That's funny. Like her cousin over here, her armor. These are both Aunt Agnes's nieces. I'm stuck at the last puzzle against Boom. I honestly haven't even seen the Boom puzzles yet. I don't want to spoil myself. I don't even know what they look like. I am so far behind. I've been off the grid, flying. I'm out of it. I have no idea. Is it going to be a Fan of Knives? Fan of Knives straight or just setting up the... No, just setting this up. Wow. It's going to make my Fungal Enchanter way better. Way better. Okay. I like this a lot. This is not gonna unfortunately get upgraded though. Still a really good turn though. Still a really good turn. The question is, do we kill the Falderized Strider or not? Oh, this did get upgraded. Never mind, we don't. We play this. Well, it's still a question whether we kill the Falderized or not, I guess. Let's do it. Let's kill it. This 2/5 is kind of just chilling, doing its thing. We get a lot of pressure through. Certainly rogues can have trouble with these sorts of boards. This is, by the way, a pretty good turn again, guys. A pretty good turn again. Vile's fine, but that's not enough. That's not going to matter. I have just an insane board right now. Direwolf Alpha, even more damage, even more healing here. Like, this is crazy. This feels pretty good. Look at this. We might have ourselves a little trick here. And I don't even think the deck is good yet. I think we need to tweak it maybe some more. Voodoo Doctor still makes a little bit of sense. It's still always harder, though, to run extra 1-drops when you don't have card draw consistently. You're gonna do the experiment for aggro warrior. Yeah, we haven't done a mech aggro warrior yet, have we? We need to. Maybe I'll do that tonight, actually. That could be a pretty fast one. That could be a pretty fast deck. So there's Brother Dragon sub. I finally see it. There it came through. Thank you for the refresh, my good man. 4 months is crazy. Welcome back. Well on your way to 6. Exciting stuff. This would be fun. Let me see, Crispy. I do have a keyboard finally. Crispy. Good name, by the way. Crispy.
So I have to say, you keep saying about how much the puzzles teach you about Hearthstone. But the only thing I've learned is how much I...
Oh no, the suspense is real. Is how much I... Oh my god, the suspense is killing me. Xanalon, what happened? Did you hit enter too soon? I think you were going to type a quote and actually hit enter instead of quote, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. But Xanalon, my god. And this is a King Togwaggle Warrior from Crispy. I'm sure it has some shenanigans in it. I don't see an Azalina, which surprises me. But a lot of defensive craziness. Oh, you got oh, I see. You got you're rocking the Exploranguro Skulking Geist Togwaggle combo. We did that once before. We tried that once. It was pretty crazy. I don't know that I would describe it as good, but fun, definitely. Crazy, absolutely. Crispy even, probably.
Needed to re-up the subs. Keep it up.
Thank you, Fiesta Man, dude. That's really nice. 5 months. Welcome back. Real close to that epic gem. By the way, guys, I still have tons of giveaways to do. Like, I know some of you are probably wondering and waiting, like, Regis is ripping us off. Where are the giveaways, Regis? They're coming, I promise. I've literally been traveling every day for like 3 weeks, it seems, and I have no time. You'll probably notice I haven't had a YouTube video in 2 days. I haven't streamed in 2 days. Like, I've been at Blizzard doing stuff. Again, well worth, exciting, awesome, but it's all coming. It's all coming. I gotta catch up here. This weekend, I'm gonna have a lot of time to catch up, thankfully. This weekend's gonna be making some moves. You know what? Let's just get a Blessing of Kings out. We don't care about that. That's fine. Like, this is going to heal us a little bit. It's not going to matter. But if we had a Happy Ghoul, it would have mattered, right? Like, that would be crazy. And that's what makes Kangor such an interesting option for buffs, because that lifesteal adds up a lot. So if you can get it to stick, which it is a pretty sticky minion, too. I mean, Shadow or Death here, I guess, meh. Maybe we can just follow up with Glass Knight, though, and it's good. Wild Pyro into Power Witch Shield. Okay. We might have to kill that. I don't know. We might have to deal with that. Another Power Word Shield? I put it on the, yeah, I put it on the Acolyte for sure. Because you know this is going to die anyway. Although, with weapon, I don't know, I can't get to 2, but... Oh my word. Wish I had a Light Warden on board. Man. Oh my god. This guy's a baller. My Light Warden would have 87 million attack right now. I think that's the actual number, 87 million. I think I gotta respect this, right?
All right,
I guess I can just respect the Acolyte.
So I have to say, you keep saying about how much the puzzles teach you about Hearthstone. But the only thing I've learned is how much I have missed lethal and didn't even know it.
No joke, dude. I actually think this is better because this disrupts the Divine Shield. It trades better. The 2 health here will still be fine according to the board, right? So just and that's kind of what's empowering the card draw anyway. That's a cool animation, by the way, for Glass Knight when it gains its Divine Shield. I don't know if I ever noticed that before. Like the glass kind of coalescing. It's pretty neat. Xanalon, you're right, man. The puzzles are tough, right? Like it's crazy how strong they are. He's gonna clear it anyway. Great news for me, but we get a Divine Shield back at least. That's kind of nice. I'm real scared though. I mean, clearly he's building towards some sort of combo, you know, satisfying some kind of crazy combo. I don't know exactly what that's gonna be, but we know it's coming at some point. I think we gotta respect the card draw, it seems. Oh, this is actually a misplay. Well, debatably. We don't have any way to utilize armor. Technically, though, if he does have like an Alexstrasza, it's a misplay. Technically a misplay. But I still like this line, so I'm going to continue with the line.
For justice.
Yeah, this is fine. This gets Divine Shield again, which is cool. We keep feeding this Divine Shield. This gets upgraded, which is nice. Decent board. Decent 6 mana play as well. A lot of damage potentially coming out. I'm worried about Psychic Scream, though. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, I guess we're going all in, right? Like, what choice do I have now? Do I respect the Himmet, or I think I just leave it? I think I need damage, pressure, output, like... I'll just let it trade into this 4/4, that's fine. Whatever. We're going face. I need to end the game. And with this kind of board in Fungalmancer, we have a chance. If there's no Psychic Scream, we have a chance. I think there's a Psychic Scream, so I think we're in trouble. But we have a chance, so let's just go for it. Obviously, the longer the game goes, the closer we're going to be to death, no matter what. By the way, Guardian Spirit, such a cool-looking anime, like art style. Really nice. It looks even better as a 6/6, which I don't know if we'll ever see, but it's pretty amazing. So many giveaways. I like my odds. Yeah, no joke. There's even more than I thought. There's like 18, guys. There's like 18. I think it's like 18. I counted. We went from 475 to 1,000. So there was a lot of room for giveaways. It's kind of insane. Kind of nuts. Fungalmancer here. Positioning on the Direwolf Alphas kind of make the Fungalmancer worse, don't they? But that's okay. Do I still try to protect anything? The Glass Knight's the biggest value. Do I clear the Acolyte? Or, you know, I could actually get to a point where I maybe do more damage with the Acolyte. But what are we getting comboed into? What is coming, by the way? Can somebody tell me what's going to happen? Is it just Mechathune? It's probably just Mechathune, you're right. Yeah, it's Mechathune. So we need to kill him before Mechathune becomes a thing. Also, we really don't want his minions to die, do we? I don't know what is the best thing to buff here. I think there are probably a few viable options. I don't even know if Fungalmancer's the right play right now. It might actually just be True Silver Champion. We're gonna go face though. We're just gonna figure it out. I don't know. We're just gonna see. We might even have close to lethal. I really didn't even count. We're 6 off. Okay. So Psychic Scream is gonna happen. He didn't burn him, so we know he's gonna have a Psychic Scream. Like obviously, the question is, can we do 6 damage next turn if he Psychic Screams? We know we have 4, so if we top deck Leroy, for instance, we'll just win the game. That's the Psychic Scream. Does he attack first here, or does he? Nope, he does not. He doesn't want the card. He's trying to line it up. All right, here we go. So now he has to survive into... so what does he have? Mechathune, Coffin Crasher, double Ticking A-Bomb. It's a 4-card combo, right? So we think he has 3 extra cards right now. So he has to get rid of this minion and heal using a Psychic Scream. But a heal's not enough. He needs like a Divine Hymn. Yeah, not enough. Woohoo! We did it, boys! Wow, he's also gonna take some fatigue too, I guess. So he actually, we only needed 3 damage. Oh, we got there. He still has to find him. He might not have, because he might have destroyed it. Right? We don't know for sure that he could have it, like I said, maybe, but apparently did not, or he would have done it because he knew he was dead. Hey, Lando, dude, good to see you. Dropping the hey, guys. Oh, guys, my fiance, Miss Kilbin, she watched the Blizzard Puzzle Lab stream, where I was on the official Blizzard Twitch channel, which, by the way, is still insane. I mean, growing up being a Blizzard fanboy when you're, like, in high school, you know, I didn't really get into Blizzard till high school, I guess, but still, that was darn near, you know, 15, 20 years ago at this point. Being a Blizzard fanboy and then appearing on Battle.net and appearing on the official Blizzard Twitch channel, like, that is insane. I cannot even begin to express how nutty that is. It is absolutely bonkers. Believe me, I recognize it. I feel like the luckiest dude in the world. I'm living it up to honor everybody else that doesn't have that opportunity. I know it's just not in the cards for everybody, so I'm doing my best to enjoy it and share it with you guys, and man, it's so crazy. And I feel like you guys are a part of it. Like, it would not be possible without you. So I want to share it, and that's why I'm always happy to talk about it. And and so on and so forth. So please feel free to ask questions and everything else. Your meme is greater. Yeah, I know. I'm not really sure this is a meme deck though at this point. To be truthful with you, I sort of think we maybe kind of halfway built a decent deck, accidentally. I don't know. I think we're about to see if it's as good as Zoo, Heal Zoo Warlock. Heal Zoo Paladin may not be able to keep up. Nope, never mind. Control Warlock. Take it back. Nope. Alright, this is a good turn. This is actually a pretty great turn.
H-E-E-E-E-E-E-Y-R-E-E-E-E-E-E-G-I-S. Did someone say
N-U-U-U-U-T-T-T-T-T-T-Y-Y-Y-Y-Y-Y. Hey, Fluffy dude, how's it going? You're gonna give the poor bit laddie a stroke someday, man, but I love it every time. Appreciate it. Gonna watch 50 ads, BRB. Well, thanks, Echo Main. Appreciate it. I don't know if you're saying that in like a I'm gonna watch the ads so you get revenue standpoint or a I have to watch ads because Twitch sucks standpoint, but either way, I do end up benefiting, so thank you. That's nice. Is Big Spell Mage worth playing in ranks? My favorite deck, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's a decent deck. I think you can do some work with Big Spell Mage. It's not like top tier necessarily, but definitely good enough to compete. What are we playing here? Heal Pally? It's a Heal Pally, but it's a Heal Pally that is more of a zoo orientation as opposed to a
Wait, when did
control.
Hawk donate all those subsys?
Fluffy, I don't know, a couple days ago, Sunday, I think. Yeah, probably Sunday afternoon when I streamed. It was absolutely nuts, dude. We hit 1,000 on the sub count, Fluffy. 1,000. We're still at 982. I mean, they're gonna roll off eventually, right? Like, that's not gonna last forever, understandably. But it's interesting. I can use Kangor plus Fungal here to buff the Spellstone. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to. It'd only heal for 2. So I think we'll just wait on the Divine Favor. This is a pretty good turn.
Muchos gracias.
Pretty good turn here, I gotta say. And we do it in this order, so this gets to pop the shield without dying, and then this gets buffed into a 6/6. Whoa, did that actually... I thought that was already a 2/2. Was that already a 4/4? Oh, weird. I didn't realize, but I don't know how that worked, but what a legend. Yeah, no joke, Fluffy. What a legend, dude. You're a legend too, though, man. 300 bits just like that. That's legendary stuff too. Don't sell yourself short there. That's crazy. Another crystallizer. Okay. I mean, I think we just have to Divine Favor here. It's 4 cards. That's plenty. There's no need to get greedy on it. It's a Warlock, so he could have more cards in the future, of course, but we're doing fine. This is good enough. Do we preserve the Divine Shield on Kangor? Does that matter more to me? Or it does, probably, because the Light Warden gets some extra value, potentially. So let's do this. The dude has healed quite a bit and played a handful of defensive cards. We have, unfortunately, right now, 7 dude is pretty good. What's his name? I can't think of his name. 7 mana, 4/4, Defile Guy. That's his name. Defile Guy. As far as I'm concerned, that's his total name. Defile Guy. We got him to think about. We have Twisting Nether also on turn 8 is now a thing, so I don't want to commit an extra minion here. I will commit a Blessing of Kings for the direct damage, but committing an extra minion at this point does not seem worth it. I think he's going to have a hard time killing this big one, so let's just go here. Crystallize! Alright, guys, we're getting close. So Twisting Nether happens here. We reload with a pretty decent board with Light Warden, Fungal, Paragon. Unfortunately, we don't get to buff the Light Warden, but that's okay.
Is this your deck?
It is our deck. Yeah, Fluffy, we just made this, man. And so far, we've done a pretty good job of predicting our opponent's moves. We healed up last turn accidentally via Kangor, but it's going to make our turn a lot worse here. It's going to make our turn considerably worse. That's okay. We're going to actually play the Happy Ghoul here because we don't benefit from Fungal Enchanter right now, but there's a chance that next turn we can buff our Light Warden in a way. And he's going to play Void Lord, and we're just going to Spellbreak it and attack for the win. So pretty handy, actually, to have the Spellbreaker right now. I'm good at the game. Good at the game. I'm good at the game. I predicted like every turn.
Now
Every
I'm
turn.
mad Beckways. I tried to heal Paley, but it was trash, so I disenchanted Crystallizer. Spelling lol and Kangor.
Crystallizer's a way different card. It does something very different than Crystallizer. I'm sorry, dude. This has actually been working out pretty good so far, to be honest. The heal Paladin right now. Heal Zoo Paladin. Let's see if I can see our winner without breaking HS Replay. Lately it's been breaking when I look at stats. Okay, cool. It's working. Well, never mind. It's freezing up again. Yeah, what's up with you, Hearthstone Deck Tracker lately? Crystallizer. Ah, dang. Trying to watch ads, but it says try again later. Hey, no worries, Echo, dude. I still appreciate the kindness. You just hang out, dude. So we're actually 4-1. We've won 4 in a row, guys. 4 in a row. How long have I been playing? Not that long. We'll play another one. I like this deck, though. Feels pretty good. It's a weird way to play Paladin. Need more self-damage. I think you're right, Eternal. We've talked about it. Hopefully the weapons the plan was the weapons to contribute a lot more than they have. Like, so far, Light's Justice has never really done damage to us. We always end up just attacking face. But is there any other good neutral card that does self-damage? There's Emerald Reaver, I guess. Is that what it's called? Or is it the other one? No, Emerald Hive Queen is the other one, right? So Emerald Reaver would do 1 damage to us. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Maybe there's more? Oh, no. Well, we got the worst of... Oh, no. This is literally the worst possible hand, I think. I don't think we can have a worse open. Oh, no. We're going to need some top decks. Valenier would be fine, yeah. The problem is, like, we have some weapons already with True Silver that does the same amount of damage. And True Silver just synergizes so nicely, right? Valenier's a little better, I think, when you have more charge minions. So things like Argent Commander, for instance, really, really good with Valenier, right? Now, certainly we could build more towards that. That's not impossible, but ultimately, I like our weapon selection. I also had unidentified Maul in here for a bit, but ultimately we had to cut it, I think, just to make room for some of these other goodies. But right now the deck's working, so I'm not feeling like tweaking it yet. I mean, I think there will be improvements eventually, but at this point, if it's working, like, let's not meddle with it, right? I don't think we need a fix yet. We're in a decent spot, so let's play some more, feel where the meta's at, and then we can make an adjustment. Rip win streak with this hand, definitely, yeah. And I think this deck's going to be susceptible to that a lot. Susceptible to win streak variation, man, just bad hands. Like, you need the heal stuff to line up. Harder than with Zoo, again, way harder. I think Spellbreak on this is just fine.
Your magic shall not save.
It's, I'm actually thinking about attacking it, by the way. It's a waste of 1 damage to face is the reason I'm hesitating, but it does set us up for a heal potential. Right now, though, we don't have any heal synergy cards, so it seems kind of pointless. I think I'm just going to go face, actually. If we had a heal synergy card in hand, I would definitely attack the minion just to take some face damage. But given that we have a lot of weapons in hand, and again, we just keep drawing garbage. We keep drawing the worst stuff. This is 9 damage burst in hand, though. Actually 10, I guess, with Light's Justice. So if we can piece together some chip damage from his weapon or whatever, like, we're going to get close with, like, True Silver times 2 is 8, and then this stuff coming out of hand, because I doubt this guy runs a lot of taunts. I think we just smork face. Oh, my God. We have literally drawn every card that's bad in a row. Everything we've drawn is terrible, but we're still lining up to find the damage necessary, so we'll see. I mean, where are the minions? Oh, Ziliax is bad. Oh, Ziliax is real bad. Real bad. That's the problem. Where's my Spellbreaker? Yeah, now we're dead. Now we lose. Now he heals for 10 off that. Oh, man. Some people say you should have attacked the minion. I don't actually think that's true. I don't think we should have attacked the minion. I think we had, because our hand is so bad, right? We have to play towards the unlikely scenario that everything lines up. When you're behind like this, you can't play it safe. You got to play to your outs. And I think attacking the minion would have been playing it safe and not set us up to find the win. Like, obviously, you use hindsight. Yeah, you should have attacked the minion, but Hindsight's kind of unfair here. So if I buff this, it goes up to 6 health. He can kill it, but his Divine Shield is doing most of the work. I gotta do this, unfortunately. It sucks, but... it sucks, but... It at least sets up the trade to clear the minion, and, you know, we're at 9 attack, so if he does have to use his weapon to clear it, he might be in trouble. If he has a Vile Spine, obviously, we're in trouble. But if he takes 9 here again, he's down to 15. Well, he's healing another 5, so he'd still be at 20. Is he gonna kill us? Oh, just sap, yeah. That's tough. We can redo this, but we don't have the True Silver for the buff. It's funny that the lifesteal on him and on us on the True Silver buffed it to 9. That's pretty bonkers. I think we're just gonna lose. I don't think there's any way out here, right? There's probably a world where Leroy trade is actually the right play, because we don't have much else to do. We're kind of just out of options, right? It doesn't feel good, but we don't have any choice. Completely unrelated, but have any Myra's unstable element decks, because I can't figure out any. I think you can just play Odd Rogue with Myra's unstable element. Let me see if that's still a thing. I haven't seen the latest versions of Odd Rogue, but Odd Rogue is according to HS Replay the highest win rate deck in the game right now, and Myra's still figures as a popular card, not a defining card, but it looks like the most popular lists, at least one of them is still running Myra's unstable element, although not all. So you can definitely just play an Odd Rogue with Myra's if you want. It is a possibility. So we had him at functionally 10, and now he's at 29. So something went wrong there along the way. Something did not go to plan. Something backfired here, and it looks like we're not quite dead, right? We're at, nope, we are exactly lethal. Never mind. What if Mad Bomber could work? You're right, with me. That's the perfect suggestion. When I'm playing it, Mad Bomber is Flame Imp. It's always 3 to face, my face. So that would be the perfect activator. What an out of the box but perfect suggestion. But ultimately, I still don't know that that's a problem. I don't think there's been a game yet where we were like desperately looking for a heal and couldn't get it. It feels like most of that game just had a terrible hand. I think we win that game 8 times out of 10, but that hand just awful. But yeah, Mad Bomber. But I'm not really ready to tweak the list yet. It feels like we're doing okay. We've like, for instance, we've gotten some really good Spellstones, and Spellstone seems like the most awkward, hard to utilize card in the entire deck to me. So if Spellstone's working, I'm feeling kind of good. Speaking of which, I don't know if I can keep it in the mulligan. I think we're better off going for a more traditional route, even though we do have heal in hand. And Spellstone does get better over time. I want to get a good curve, and this is certainly a much better curve. Shutterwalk is a problem. He's got Hex and Lightning Storm, both of which are going to be fantastic against us. If it's Shutterwalk, which it appears to be so far, right? There's no even Shaman stuff, so we'll see. Watch Mad Bomber attack the enemy now. It probably would. That's our life. It probably would, to be honest. Light Warden again. Ugh. Alright. You know, coining the Paragon is pretty good too, though. It does set up some heal if I drop the Direwolf Alpha after. The problem is I don't have any health damage taken, so it doesn't really benefit me right now.
Aha!
But it does get taunt as well, so I don't know. Let's just do this. I love this card, and nobody's playing it. Artwork is awesome. The idea of it's awesome. Such a cool Paladin card. Neat stat line. What a nice designed card. I hope this is something that starts to see play eventually, because I love it. And it's got actual armor from the game too. Like, that's an armor set from Legion that my Paladin wore a lot. So it's like even World of Warcraft based. It's awesome. Hey, Tuli or Tulsi, thank you, dude. I love you too. Oh, would sure be a shame if your Manatide Totem got killed. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Cool. I don't know if I've ever actually seen this active, guys. To be honest, I don't know if I've ever seen that happen. That might have been the first time I've ever seen somebody activate a Paragon of Light. I'm hesitant too. I don't know if the meta is going to change much for now. Let's see. I'm only interested in playing Odd Rogue, and I'm scared that the deck starts performing poorly in the upcoming months, and I end up with a dead legendary. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a sort of risk. So you got to be careful with that stuff. Okay, let's do this. So we do unfortunately heal first and take the damage later, but we have the Paragon, which has lifesteal too, so we still do get a nice Light Warden here, which is good. And we have a Blessing of Kings that I could have played, but I thought the True Silver just gave us a lot of what we wanted. So Volcano's bad, Lightning Storm's bad. Hopefully, oh my god. Why? Why do they always get it? Why? Why do they always get it? I don't understand. We only had one minion that was likely to survive anyway, but I would sure love to have a 3-attack minion on board right now. I guess it would have been 2-attack, because I could play Blessing of Kings if my minion survived. And then I'd have a 6-6 out, or a 6-5 probably, but... always Lightning Storm, and always, they always get... Oh, I wish... I want to pay somebody someday to go back through all of my recorded Hearthstone games, like all of my Twitch VODs, all of my videos, and I want them to count my spell damage totems versus my opponents. I am acutely aware of psychological biases. I understand how our brain tricks us into thinking we're unlucky. I totally get that. But I, despite that, still believe that historically speaking, I may have had the worst Wrath of Air totem luck in the entire world. I think that's a possibility. Oh, something in my eye. No, I got some salt in my eye. Guys, I think I got a piece of salt in here. Something's wrong. I don't know what's going on. Alright, let's mitigate Hex as a risk as much as possible here, I guess. Volcano's still a thing, but I'm going to leave that up. I'm just going to go for face. So let's see, with 8-9, Leroy would be 15 next turn, theoretically, so... just because I have a chance of drawing on the weapon, I'm going to go ahead and attack phase 2. Like, let's just put him down. There's obviously Healing Rain coming, there's Serenite Chain Gang's coming, so we're not by any means there yet, but we're getting close, and if there's no Volcano, we might get to stick this damage. That's Glacial Shard, maybe? Yeah, okay. That's smart, because I do have... I was gonna say, I do have damage in the deck, weapons in the deck. Divine Favor here's good, though. Just get a reload. What do we need? What's exciting for us right now? Not really much of anything is exciting. I just need a board reload and damage. Leroy Fungalmancer right now is 8-9 damage, so it's well, actually Leroy Direwolf is probably gonna be better a lot of the time. Just cheaper. Blessing of Kings, Leroy would be 10-11. Oh my god, Rune Spear. He's down to 9 though. I'm at 8 with 8 mana. I can't play both of these yet. Healing Rain. That changes everything. So we'll just Crystallizer into Paragon into Direwolf Alpha right now. That's totally fine. And we'll set up for some Fungalmancer stuff next turn. Oh, I did it again. Doesn't matter, but technically it's better to do that the other way around. He's most likely to attack the Direwolf Alpha, but I'm going to give this taunt, so it doesn't really matter. So I should probably put this here. So, we're not yet able to play both of these in a single turn, but we're getting close to getting there on damage still. Oh, wow. Still looks like we're going to get a Fungalmancer, though. So this is still an exciting board opportunity for me. It depends on what spell he gets here, of course, but Lightning Storm probably is what he gets. It's the worst. I love that he's running Rune Spear. That's awesome. Mad respect. Like, I can't even be salty about this game because Rune Spear is so amazing. Yeah, he had to take Bloodlust. It seems like he just didn't have anything good, probably. Fungalmancer plus Consecration. I'm going to do it just because I have the mana. That 1-1 is not really a huge threat, but it does change the math on this 3-5 a little bit, right? And again, every point of damage matters because this is 8 from hand plus 1 is 9. So we're one off lethal if our board gets cleared. If we have any minion left, we might get there. Of course, again, it depends on the Rune Spear. If he gets another Healing Rain off Rune Spear, we're in trouble, right? But another Lightning Storm. But this is still alive, so we're going to be one off here, it looks like. One off. And the question is, do we go for it or not? I guess we do. Don't get Healing Rain. That's fine. So we have 9 damage here. Oh, no. So now we don't go for it for sure. We have a long way to go still. Righteous Protector's fine. It's not super exciting, but it's getting us close. Oh, man. Double Healing Rain. No, that one Healing Rain was off Rune Spear. The other was from hand, but still. Lot of problems. Always Healing Rain. Yeah, no joke. I know. He did roll the totem again. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It is always there for my opponents. I'm not being... I'm acutely aware of the bias that I have here, but it always happens. Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. There's a decent chance he can't kill Leroy here. So Volcano clears regardless. So the question is, should I spend the mana on True Silver now or just Hero Power? I think I Hero Power because I'm going to have the mana for True Silver no matter what anyway. The most expensive thing I can draw is 4 mana. So we're going to have time to play this regardless, right? Hex on the Leroy. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 10 damage this turn. A little less than 10 damage this turn. Crystalsmith Kangor is not the best draw. It's not terrible necessarily, just not exactly what we're looking for. It does have some survivability for things like Blessing of Kings, so... let's see. So he hits 1 taunt, he clears a 3/3. That leaves me with 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 damage, theoretically. So we're not there yet. Man! 9 damage on board. 6, 7, 8, 9. He's at 10. And that's not accounting for taunts and other stuff too, right? But we do have a Blessing of Kings in the deck, though, so there's a chance we get the damage we need. That's the only additional direct damage in the deck right now. Light's Justice doesn't help because we have a weapon attack already queued. We're going to do this. True to the Leroy Spirit. You're right, you're right. What's the sub count today? We're at 982 Spider has. Totally bonkers, dude. Totally nuts. See you later. Glad to have caught the stream. May the Holy Broad be with you. May Holy Broad be with you. Holy Broad, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Have you finished the puzzles yet? No, dude. I haven't even finished one branch of the puzzles yet. Not even one branch of the puzzles. I think we are dead. Our one Divine Favor just didn't get us over the hump. I'm playing into a Blessing of Kings out here, basically, but this means we're going to lose because he's now going to draw, you know, chain gangs and stuff that keeps him alive, essentially. So I basically have 1 or 2 turns. That's why I'm not clearing the Mana Tide Totem, because I don't have time to beat it anyway. Okay, he did kill his Mana Tide. That kind of helps. Spellbreaker, not really very helpful for me. I mean, it does theoretically leave me a 1/1 out if he trades and trades, which sets up for Blessing of Kings, but it's still not lethal. It's 1-off. We keep getting, like, 1-offs. But maybe that leads into a Light's Justice. I don't know. There's a chance, right? Like, this is definitely our best option. I can't just wait a turn and let him get a board. Then no minion ever sticks. But Earthshock sadly means that's not going to stick either. Glass Knight here would be a good draw. That's about it, really. Glass Knight. Kings did come. I mean, let's hope. He's hexed twice and he just Earthshocked, so maybe this sticks and we get a Light's Justice. Pretty unlikely, but possible. I think he's going to Shudderwalk us, if you know the truth. He has time to Shudderwalk finally. Maybe a Hagatha. Trade Hagatha. If he goes face, obviously we'll see Hagatha trade. Go face Hagatha. Hagatha beats us too. We can't beat Hagatha. Although we are getting into a weird fatigue state. Like, this game has gone way longer than I expected. There's the Shudderwalk. Yeah. Does this die? Doesn't actually die, does it? So we do get to attack, but it doesn't matter because we can't beat the Shutterwalk. Oh, it's gonna get frozen for sure. Yeah, we couldn't beat the Shutterwalk board anyway, so it didn't matter much. But he did he bounce? He didn't bounce a Shutterwalk. So if we can survive this turn and clear the Shutterwalks, there's still sort of a chance we could win. Maybe like we do have some defensive cards in the deck. There is a weird slim chance that we win still. I bet he can find the damage though. Ah, there. Oh well, duh. Obviously, that took him too long to spot. Either we were getting BM'd, or that took a little too long to spot. I don't know which. That was funny though. When you get the kings, but you're still one off. Yeah, exactly. Pretty sad stuff. Pretty sad stuff. Man, that game felt so close. Runespear though, kind of clutch for him in a weird way. I guess probably not though. The opportunity cost of playing Runespear was pretty high there. He didn't get to do anything else that turn. He had some awkwardness with it, so maybe not really the best, but it seemed okay. It seemed okay. Hey, Jake, dude, thank you for the tier 1 sub, my good man. Welcome, Jake. Appreciate the sub. Enjoy your new badge. Enjoy your emotes. Lots of cool stuff. That puts us at 983 on the sub count. We can do a quick sub train. Sounds like I'm saying banana-nana-nanas. Good stuff, guys. Thank you again, though, Jake. Thank you to Shield for the 20 bits. Forgot to say I responded, but forgot to say thank you. Echo Main, also 20 bits. Thank you earlier. Appreciate it. Excuse me, sir? What? Good top deck. Good top deck. So we've lost 2 in a row since we bragged about our win streak. That sounds like sounds like justice. The most wasted card is the Paladin Spellstone. I don't know. I kind of think it's been good. The last couple of games it looked less good, but there were a couple of games where it actually looked solid, I thought. We got like 6/6s a couple times that just denied trades and got to attack. I don't know that it's actually been better than I thought it'd be. I thought it would be a weak card that we included just for synergy's sake. But to be honest, I don't know. I thought it's been better. Pleasantly surprising is how I would frame it. Pleasantly surprising.
Welcome, boys. Make some room by the hearth, won't ya?
Hi.
Let's hey, 420 Blaziken, dude, welcome back. 3 months is a big time deal. Blue gem matches your blue name tonight. That's awesome. Let's just do this. I thought about like, you know, Light Justice, Hero Power kind of stuff, but really, there's no need to. It's Druid. These sorts of, you know, medium-sized minions can be a pain. This doesn't feed into swipe perfectly or anything, for instance, like Cursed Disciple. Okay. Fungal Mancer was looking like a pretty good line, but now I'm thinking maybe just Light's Justice into Paragon of Light makes more sense. That way we can clear the Disciple fairly easily without too much thought and just set up for a better one next turn. And I'm happy to trade this minion in to clear this threat. Like, this thing just trades up too good into my cool stuff, so let's get rid of it. A 5 health minion against Druid is pretty sturdy. And the fact that it feeds into my heal synergies is really nice, too, so. And this still sets up for a good Fungomancer, of course, as well. Across the board, we're... Oh my god, that's a lot of cards, man. Rude. Super rude, dude. Yeah, let's Fungomancer the taunt so that, well, we could value trade into Harrison, but I'm worried about not getting enough damage here. I'm just worried about not getting over the hump. But he does have a lot of cards, so things like Swipe suddenly become more scary. Let's actually just trade. Let's trade. This is a nasty board. Like a really... Oh, I should have maybe coined Light Warden. Yeah, I think I should have coined Light Warden. Yeah, I should have coined Light Warden. Yeah, it would have been a 3-2, so... Whoa! That sucks. Wow! Steel Ranger's so good in Quest Druid. That is amazing. That's a baller play, dude. I'm jealous, man. That's super cool. Alright. We gotta go for a board here. I think... Do I play Glass Knight or do I play Fungal? I think I just play Glass Knight for now, right? Let's just coin hero power. It's bad against Spreading Plague, but I hope that's not a thing. I don't know. Like, let's see. If he is to get a Spreading Plague, I can get some cool math with like trading it and healing and stuff, but it's still gonna be a hard board to deal with if it's Spreading Plague. He's not on the quest yet. Also, when he plays the quest, it's just gonna be a Barnabas turn that's not that threatening, so. What does Zoo mean? It means an aggressively minded deck that typically has a pretty low cost curve, so low cost minions in particular usually, and you want to play out your minions and leverage board control in an advantageous way. So for instance, you okay, this is a good turn, I think. And we'll trade here and here, and we'll heal here, and this is going to be huge. Pretty insane turn. So you take value trades on board. That is such a good turn. Oh my god, that is a good turn. Wow, that's such a good turn. You want to get a fast start, get an advantage on board, leverage that advantage on board, use things to buff in your minions and keep your minions in a healthy state, and eventually just overwhelm your opponent with raw pressure and damage. Looks like a Wrath, maybe? Maybe Naturalize again? Spellstone, sure. So, how much does this need to upgrade? 2 more health. Ugh, that's an awkward amount, unfortunately. I think we'll just True Silver plus Spellbreak here. We don't need a Divine Favor just yet. And, like, some of these trades are going to be more obvious than others. Actually, do we need the Spellbreak, I guess, is the question. Would I just be better off with a 4/4? The challenge is I could get a 6/6, right? That's the downside of going now. Could Divine Favor now, but I really don't want to do that. Do I kill this or damage this? I guess against Druid you always kill it, right? Because of things like branching paths and scary stuff. Do I want the 6/6, the 4/4 now, or the 6/6 later? I don't know. I'm gonna save this for a bigger taunt. How many cards does this draw? 4. Let's wait. I'm gonna play the 4/4. I think it's worth. It's a really nasty minion for Druid to deal with, and he just used the 4 damage Spellstone. It's not good for his hero power necessarily, so I think the 4/4 is fine. And it saves a Spellbreaker for a nastier taunt, like a Lich King or something, right? If it comes down. He's still not completed the quest, so we have a little bit of time. If there's any like combo shenanigans, I think we're okay for a turn or 2 here. Oh, Swipe is good against 4/4s. Swipe's still pretty good, I guess. What do you know? Still no quest completion, though? Swipe again! Oh, awesome. That's super exciting. I'm really happy about that. And a Spellstone too? What is that? He's thinking about playing a card. No way do you ever play a card there. No way. Man, this is tough. No, we're gonna do it this way. Divine Favor here is still not great, but it's better than nothing. Do I get a Consecration? Do I hold? We didn't get a Consecration. We got another True Silver, so we definitely attack. Man, we're gonna barely miss out on this win, I think. He's just barely hanging on. It's crazy because he had this really fast, aggressive quest activation set of cards early. Like, he was going just for quest. And I didn't think he'd have a lot of defensive stuff. He seemed to be singularly minded on quest. And then he just shifted gears perfectly into a, okay, screw the quest, we're going for survivability all of a sudden. And that really hurt. It really hurt. Do you have your beard shaped by your barber every once in a while? No, Cal Hobbs, I typically handle it myself, to be honest with you. So wait a minute, how much damage do I have here? I have 9. So Spellbreak plus True Silver, it's 9. I can play a Spellstone, but I have a feeling we're just going to get Malagos into Moonfire if I'm not careful here and if I don't respect the Alexstrasza. So I think ultimately I need to make a bit more of a defensive turn. But how do I do that? Like, what's the right way to do that? I guess we can buff a Paragon of Light. But I don't really get any damage through this way. I don't really get... Hey, Ant, dude, how's it going? Years of good bearding. Ant, tell me the right turn here. He's like, I've never seen this deck. I don't know. I have no idea what the right turn is. I don't know that going for this defensive route is actually right, but I have a feeling he's got like 12 damage in hand from Malagos, so I don't know. Like, he's running Quest for some reason, right? Is that reason, like, you know, Malagos shenanigans eventually? Maybe he just said, all right, I got my pieces I don't really need. So this heals me to 18. It still gives us a good solid board. We get the upgrade. We can still push through a taunt with a ton of damage next turn. The 7/6 is still chilling. He might have a Spellstone for this, but can he get the armor for it is the question, because we don't think he's had it for long if he has it. He hasn't gained armor in a while. So can he gain more than enough armor to get to 6, or can he only get to 4? We know there's no swipes. There's one naturalized, potentially. I just don't know the deck list, so it's so hard to guess. So he's going to play Barnabas. I think that's a good sign, because that means there's only 5 mana left. That's Barnabas he's holding, which doesn't help him right now. Barnabas doesn't matter until later. Nope, not playing Barnabas. He's listening to us, guys. He's listening to us. Looks like you're going to kill him. I think so, too, yeah. He's... Ah! He's gonna have to Moonfire the minions. I called it. I still have a problem though, which is a 4/12. Or do we actually? Let's see. We have this goes to 5, 9, 11. So we don't have lethal. We don't get an upgraded Spellstone either. We were sort of right about the Malagos, right? We can definitely spell break the Malagos. Like, that looks like a very clean thing to do. We can't let a Malagos chill out forever. But, what do you think of wood paneling? Just in general, it's... I typically don't think it looks great in houses. I don't think it's very well executed. We have to go face, right? There's no way we clear Alex Raza here, right? There's just no way. There's no way that's ever right. We just have to keep this guy on the back foot and just constantly go face, right? There's just no way it's right. And we're not going to get a 6/6. We're only going to get a 4/4, but... it's still enough to disrupt and potentially keep a minion alive, so let's go for it. So trade, you know, he needs 12 damage. He's not getting 12 damage without a Malagos. So we're fine to be alive here. Question is, can he clear? Can he stay alive? Are we going to get the damage return? We have a lot of damage in the deck right now, right? We have Leroy and Consecration, that's 2 out of 9. Direwolf potentially gives us a point of damage or 2 if these minions can survive. Although if a minion survives, I think there's a pretty good chance we're alive anyway, outside, of course, of Spreading Plague. But he doesn't have Spreading Plague, or he would have traded the Alex in, not the Malagos, because that would have given him an extra minion. That looks like a Spellstone or Naturalized. Naturalized is scary for him, though, because that results in a lot of cards. Oh, UI. Interesting. So that leaves me with a 2/2 and he's at 8 health, right? A 2/2 and he's at 8 health. So Consecration is lethal and Leroy is lethal. Direwolf Alpha's 1 off! No! Don't do this to me, game! No! Don't do this to me, game, please! Please stop.
Less than 3.
Hey, Zonok, man. Thank you for the 1000-bit bomb, dude. Stream title is misspelled. Oh, it is. You're right. I left off a D. That's funny. We were talking about leaving off a D earlier. So, we make this play right, but we always lose now. I don't think we have enough outs. And he's going to have a lot more defensive cards. So, man. There were only 2 things that set up a lethal, right? And I'm not crazy, right? We only have 7. Yeah, we only have 7. So annoying. Good on him for rocking the UI, though. Bold, brave UI. I don't know that there's a reason to play this necessarily. Is there any reason not to? He's already played a Harrison, so I'm sure his weapon removal is already accounted for. There's really no reason to play it either, I guess, that I can think of, but... So, I think we're just going to lose. He's got Oaken Summons. I'm sure he found a Branching Paths. He still hasn't played Barnabas, so, you know, he did risk a lot of high-cost minions getting in hand, maybe. Like, he might just have a bunch of high-cost minions and not have that much survivability left. But I'm sure he has at least a couple pieces, right? Almost certainly has a couple things to give him some life. Leroy could maybe still get us there, but I don't think so. It seems like it's going to be pretty hard. He gets armor up again, so he's going to 10, and we only have 7 from Leroy, right? So, and now Hero Power wins the race against all of my damage. We'll draw Leroy this turn because it won't matter. Last turn, of course, it would have been lethal, but this turn it won't matter, so we'll get it. Oh, Consecration would have been lethal last turn too. Ah! Yeah, so that's GG. We're not gonna get there. We can't set up a state where his hero power is not enough. Leroy we never catch up again, right? Like if he doesn't hero power, technically Leroy would represent lethal, right? But he's gonna hero power every turn, so it doesn't even matter what other cards exist. We know there's no state in which we could get a win now. Like it's impossible. We'll never get a board. We'll never get damage. So it's just GG. 7's our max output, and he just gains 1 every turn or 2 every turn. I mean, theoretically, we could have tried to stabilize a board for a turn, but it's just 1 card per turn is not enough, so. Tough stuff. Tough stuff. And, Zonok, dude. Thank you again. 1,000 is crazy, dude. Appreciate it. Grimgrod, thanks for the heads up on the title. Zonok, did the work thing settle itself out? Are you going back streaming, dude? Maybe I should have asked this sooner. Maybe you're already gone. Did you hop back online? I don't see you. I might have missed you, Zonok. No! But I think Zonok might be back online, guys. We can check. Maybe we'll raid Zonok if he's still online. Let's see. We've only raided Zonok once. Let me see. He is back! If you want to watch Zonok, guys, he's online. If you came here from the initial Zonok raid, he's there. He's back online. He just started... Well, I think he had started earlier, but he said he had a sort of a work emergency or something pop up, so he was hopping off for a bit. That's enough Heal Zoo. We were going to try that aggro mech warrior. So... Yeah, so we were on a great win streak, and then I bragged about the deck and how good it was. Then we lost 3 in a row. So ultimately, we're 4-4. 4-4 with the Heal Zoo Paladin. I do actually think it's still pretty good. It's not as good as Heal Zoo Warlock. Like, obviously, if you want to play a great deck, you'd just play Warlock. Did you drop the news today? I don't know what that means, Grimgrod. I don't understand the question. I feel like you're setting me up for something. I feel like I'm getting set up for something, but I don't know. Heal Zoo Paladin. So what would we change? Well, we didn't include a Voodoo Doctor. That might be one early fix. But to be honest with you, I didn't feel like getting the heal was as much of a problem as taking the damage was. I felt like we might have needed more ways to damage ourselves, if anything. And there really aren't that many available to Paladin. That's more of a Warlock thing, and that's more why Warlock's going to succeed. We just talked about Emerald Reaver potentially, but just 1 damage maybe isn't enough. I don't know that it's worth the spot in the deck. Is there anything else that does self-damage to your hero that's a neutral card? I couldn't think of anything, but there might be. Or is it just Crystallizer? I don't think this deck could exist without Crystallizer, by the way, which is pretty cool. But, well, Mad Bomber we discussed. That's an option. With me, it would always be 3 damage, so that's pretty good. I don't know. But either way, I think weapons, and it got us close most of the time. I'm not sure Spellstone's great. There were times it felt good, other times it felt stuck. But we usually got it out with a 4-4 on a good turn, so I'm not sure. But that's something, I do feel like a second Divine Favor, frankly, would have helped the deck. We got a little greedy and decided to go for 1. Nothing else felt terrible to me. Most of it felt fairly good. Honestly, if anything felt bad, it might have been Kangor, which is ironic because Kangor was sort of the inspiration, right? That he's kind of a zoo-style minion. I wonder if you'd be better off just running Keleseth in this list. You know, going for the full zoo loadout, like full zoo Warlock loadout, that is. I don't know if you would or not. I think... Well, with hero power for Paladin, you do get minions consistently, but I think a dead turn 2 would often hurt you. You'd have to run more 1-drops to make it work, and Paladin just doesn't have the draw consistency of Warlock, so I feel like you'd put yourself in a weird spot if you went for Keleseth, because you just don't have that way to fill in the hand. Multiple Divine Favors are a pretty big tempo loss on the turns you play them, so I don't know. I still don't know that Sword of Justice I love. I don't think I would go for Sword of Justice. Voodoo Doctor I can maybe understand. Valenier... I don't know that we'd have had time to make that work, and often too the Valenier minions just wouldn't be active enough or instant enough, so they would just kind of been sitting there a lot, I think, which when you have a game where there's a lot of counter pressure, where your opponent is building a board full of stuff, you don't usually have time for a Valenier minion to matter. I think you have to win more decisively and faster. So add Crystology for 1-drops. That's not really a terrible idea instead of like a Divine Favor, but the problem is, well, a Crystallizer you do need to get pretty consistently, but you don't want to play this early game because you don't want to sacrifice the tempo. You're looking for board. Like, you just don't want to have this. And then if you play this on turn 5 or 6 when it starts to feel better, the 1-drops just aren't as impactful. They thin out the deck a little bit, which is nice, but I don't know that they really would contribute that much or help you turn a game around, right? I think if you're in that spot where you're looking to play Crystology on turn 5, you're probably already too far behind to ever make a swing back. Potentially you could get like some damage outs and stuff. Sunkeeper Tarim too, I don't know that makes that much sense. I think Fungal Mancer does the same sort of thing, but it's just upside because a lot of our minions, we'd be debuffing Light Wardens, right? That'd be weird. And a lot of 3/3s anyway, so I don't know that Tarim is good in this for like as much as like a Silverhand Recruit deck. It's great, of course, but here it seems limited. Anyway, there's some promise here. It felt good at times. Definitely can win games. So heal Zoo is much better than like control heal Paladin, which we also tried. And there you go. That was the Zoo heal Paladin. I loved it. It's not perfect. It needs some tweaks here and there. Doesn't have the perfect win rate, but we won some games, and there's some definite promise for a deck like that. So I'm excited to try this out some more in the future. That said, if you guys have recommendations, questions, thoughts on this deck, of course, leave them in the comments below. But until then, thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, game on.